welcome back. It's Cameron. I'm just wrapping up some clients this morning, some cardio, came home, did some client check-ins, and I'm sitting on my coffee, and I realised how far I've come from the old version of me. The guy who wanted to just try and feel better, gain confidence through his physique, and stop hiding away from life, like constantly consuming. I didn't become the guy I was, the guy I am now, by accident. I built him. And I love the built, not born motto. And today I want to show you how you can do the exact same. If you want to be jacked, you want to feel more proud when you look in the mirror, you want to move through life with quiet confidence. Most guys think that in order to do that, they need to change everything overnight. You don't. You just need to make routines that make results inevitable. When you try and change everything overnight, you just feel overwhelmed and lead yourself down a path of not wanting to continue because you're burnt out. And it feels like a massive uphill battle. So I'm going to break down the exact traits the next level version of your life needs. But first, I'm going to answer a couple of questions from clients that came up this week. I'll give you a few insights into that, and then we will start building the man that you were meant to be through those habits. So, first question I got from a busy client was, how do I stay consistent when I'm already feeling overwhelmed with work? This guy works incredibly hard. He's incredibly passionate about his career, and rightly so. He has earned his place in his career. He's doing badass things, but he still feels like his fitness is lacking behind that. His career overtakes his health and fitness at times. So what does he do? Well, the answer I gave him was, you do not need motivation. You need to just build anchors. These anchors are super important. See, most of my guys work 9 to 5, they run their own businesses, they have high performing jobs. All you really need is to create 3 non-negotiables. 3 things that you can repeat the same time, the same place, that reduces stress, not adds to it. See, I think that making habits, making routines, making anchors is the first thing in locking in. This can be your nutrition, it can be your workouts, it can be your step, it can be your daily rituals like your AM, your PM, journaling, everything like that. But we need to build our days around your goals. If you genuinely care about your health, your fitness, your well-being, you need to have some time of the day that will allow you to achieve that goal. Because that goal, without any action behind it, is simply just dreaming. You need to have anchors that allow you to reflect that goal. Most people want to achieve things, but their daily routines are so far away from those things. You just need to start with a couple of things that you can be consistent with. For him, it was making sure he was following a meal plan, making sure he was getting his workouts in, and making sure that he was getting his steps completed. Question 2 was from a new guy that's just signed up, who's going to do awesome, but he wants to get shredded, but doesn't want to give up his lifestyle completely. Is that possible? Can he still travel and enjoy the luxuries of life? Can he still go out, takeaways, go out for meals with his girl? Can he still see his friends? Absolutely, you can. You don't need to live full-on monk, where you isolate yourself from everyone. You do not need to sacrifice everything. You just need the right systems. I help guys build a lean body and keep their weekends, keep the foods that they like. It's about control. It's about knowing what it is you need to do to push you forward without having to overkill. So I think very much, if you can find balance in your week, in your life, where you can do enough to see progress. This is like the 80-20 rule. You can do enough to see progress. You're locked in 80% of the time. You are on track, living healthy, eating good food, working out in a good routine 80% of the time, 20% of the time you can have downtime. You can go for that takeaway. You can have that somewhat healthy treat meal. Maybe not like smashing McDonald's back to back, but like having steaks, burgers, just good quality kind of takeaway or good quality restaurant food. You can absolutely manage that if you are still doing enough to see the progress. So on to the main topic, and reflecting on myself, I see myself quite similar to one of my clients called Gregor. He's 25-year-old and a good job, making good money, good social life, but underneath that, he wanted more. He used to go out every weekend. He gained a lot of weight from going out quite often and drinking, and he felt stuck in his body, frustrated that he wasn't changing, lacking results, but also unsure how to change. We didn't overwhelm his lifestyle overnight. We completely didn't. We started rewiring his routines, building the man through a strategy. So the first thing that we did was really look at the foundations of his routine. Really make sure that he had those anchors in his day that allowed him to change. So he didn't need to rely on willpower when he can rely on rhythm and routine. So we first started off with morning routine. Like, what you do first thing in the morning is absolutely crucial. Start there. Win the morning. Then we went on to building a solid meal plan and nutrition structure where he was eating good quality food, he was eating what he wanted to. Then we started tracking his macros and getting more accurate with it while making sure he was getting to the gym. Before me, he had barely ever been to the gym. Didn't know form, didn't know workouts, didn't really know that much. So starting from the ground level again with workouts, building from the basics, the basic exercises, the compounds that everyone should be doing. And then we can make them more complicated. But we started off by making sure he was rooted with the basics. Then we hammered the basics home. Then we hammered it until the penny dropped. Because once the penny dropped, we can then push a wee bit harder. Once it becomes a wee bit more automated, he doesn't even need to think about it. He doesn't need to spend time overthinking. He can simply just act on the structure. So first thing is the routine is the foundation. What you do every day is super, super important. He also used to say that he didn't have enough time because his work was super busy, but then did nothing in the evenings. So making sure that his evenings then became, training 4 times a week. He was using his evenings to get his workouts completed, to get his steps in, trying to just re-engineer his life one day, 1 week at a time, slowly improving. The daily discipline creates emotional control. See, this is one that allowed him to rewire his brain. When your habits are dialed in, you no longer chase dopamine. You don't chase scrolling on your phone, watching Netflix, watching TikTok, jacking off, eating shit food, because you feel grounded. You have direction. That's why jacked guys are often so calm. Maybe not steroided out like bodybuilders. We all know that they are guilty for roid rage, but most guys that are pretty jacked, you go up to speak to them in the gym, they are pretty in control. And when you have your habits dialed in, you're also controlling your stress. You know where your stress relievers are, you know that what you're doing every day, you know the structure, and it's not a manic episode every single day seeing what life throws at you. It's not a every day feeling disappointed in yourself and stressed that you're feeling behind. You just are in control. Then our alignment creates confidence. So what we did was, most guys lack the ability to feel aligned, to align who it is and what it is they are doing to match their goals. Once we had built the basics, once we've found his routine, built the daily disciplines, we can then really hammer alignment in everything that he is doing, everything that he was doing. From the moment he wakes up to the moment he goes to bed, everything he does has a purpose. And everything he does can even include rest and downtime, because that has a purpose too. You don't have to be on the go, being a fucking Alex Hormozy, don't give up, don't ever stop working type of thing. We need to have the purpose and structure behind everything that we do. Making sure that you work hard so that you can then deserve the time off to rest, repair, relax. But once you truly align the moment you are awake to the moment that you go to bed, you are ascended. Like, most guys have a vision for themselves of waking up early, going to the gym, working hard, taking control of their life, doing something productive in the evening, going to bed early, making money, all that good stuff. That all needs to be aligned. That just doesn't happen overnight. That needs to be built on over weeks, months, effort put in. It's often the slow burners that are the most meaningful things in your life, because no success comes in a day or in a week or even in a couple of weeks. It is about being aligned, loving that alignment, and the results are once again inevitable. So what are some steps that you can take away from being where I've been, from being where Gregor was, that you can then immediately implement in your life? So the first step is lock in 3 daily habits. And again, I think the most beneficial ones are morning routine. Fucking win the mornings. Wake up early, go to the bathroom, do your shower, shit and shave, your 3 S's, weigh yourself, check your body weight, put on the clothes you left out the night before, go into the kitchen, drink 750 mils of water, just tan it, don't put it down, just all in one, take your supplements, have a good quality breakfast, high protein, fueling for the day, sit down and enjoy that breakfast with maybe a book or a podcast where you're not scrolling on your phone, immediately overwhelming your brain, or looking at the news that's stressing you out. Like, sit down and just take a moment to breathe before your day starts. One of my favourite things to do in the morning while I'm doing that is journaling, for clarity, for peace of mind, for knowing what I need to do that day, for just getting a bit of wraps in my thoughts. Then, take your meal prepped food out the fridge, pack your bag, pack your gym bag for after work, head out the door, potentially getting some steps in before you go to work. If you go a walk once you park up at work, or go a walk around the block a couple of times before you get in your car for that fresh air. And in that morning routine that I've just laid out, you will feel phenomenal, but you'll also have done more wins than most people do in their entire week. So, morning routine. Then, the next habit is at least 1 training session a week. Just make it easy. Make your life easy. At least 1 training session a week where you go to the gym, you focus on what you're doing, you put your phone in Do Not Disturb, you play some good music, you know what you're going to be doing that workout. And trust me, if you go to a workout with intention and you know what you're doing prior, that one workout will probably be better than 3 half-arsed workouts. So lock in. When are you going to train? What time? Is it 6:30 once you finish work? You can drive straight to the gym, get a wee snack in the car before you go into the workout? Hell yeah. Go smash that workout. Then the next one is balance your meal prep. Now, I don't think everyone needs to meal prep like a bodybuilder. I don't think you need to eat chicken, rice and veg every day. But what I do think you can do is make your life so much more simple by making it a rule that if you are cooking, you cook for multiples. Meaning that anytime you're in the kitchen making any meal, maybe you're making your sandwich, or you're making your lunch, or you're making your dinner, don't just cook for that day, cook for the next 2 or 3 days. Because truthfully, it's really not going to add up that much more time, and it's going to make your life so much easier if you don't have to cook every single day. So simple recipes can really, really help you out. There's a lot of non-cook recipes that I think most people should start at, i.e. Greek yogurt, protein shakes, mixing tuna salad. There's a lot of no-cook recipes that literally take minutes, that can save you time, make sure you're eating good quality meals, not getting junk food, and starting to fuel your body properly. So lock in 3 daily habits. These are going to be your pillars. These are the 3 habits that you do not shift from every day. You can change them, but my 3 would be morning routine, your training sessions, and balanced meal prepping. Then step 2, time block your evenings. Schedule your workouts like you would schedule a meeting. Schedule your personal time like you would do for work. Schedule your bedtime and your downtime like you would do for work. Non-negotiable. Once you write it in the diary, once you put it in your phone calendar, or whatever you use, it has to happen. Everything else moves around that. If you genuinely want this goal, you need to make it a priority, for sure. So schedule when you're going to do it, because most people live in a life where they feel like they are constantly working, but they're not. They're maybe only working 8 hours a day. They've got time in the morning before their work. Most people finish at 5. They've got a good amount of time in the evening after work. Don't get in the cycle of not using any of your free time for anything personal to you, any of your goals. 3, record small wins weekly. This is physique data. This is tracking your body weights in the morning, taking a picture of it or writing it down or tracking it in some app. Taking physique photos once a week. Tracking your sleep. I wear a Whoop for that. I think it's really, really helpful because I don't really notice it when I sleep, and it tracks it, everything I do pretty much automatically. I don't have to really do anything. And track your energy once per week. Like, just take a wee mental note. How are you feeling? Are you feeling fatigued? Are you feeling tired? Are you feeling crap every day? Or is it a certain time of the day? Or is it a certain day? Well, figure out why. Because you shouldn't feel like that. You should feel good. You should feel energized. You should feel passionate, purposeful. You should feel like you can actually move forward. And all this awareness breeds motivation. If you know your body weight and it's not moved, well, next week you better do something to move it. If you're not seeing progress pictures change, well, next week you better do something to move it. If your sleep hasn't been great, well, you better prioritise some more time before bed to get into a better bedtime routine, or just plan more time to be in bed, sleeping. Some people only sleep for like 6 hours, when you could really drastically improve your life from getting 8 or 9 hours. So having this information really does help paint the clear picture on where it is you need to go. Now, these things are as simple as just... Sorry, I don't know if you can hear my dog barking in the background. Apologies for that. But these things are just anchors. All these do is act as stepping stones. You implement them into your life, you work on them while you're there, they'll become automatic so that you can take another step onto a bigger, greater habit or goal. Just like what I did with Gregor, where we engineered everything, where we started at the basics and moved up through intermediate towards advanced, and he's got an unbelievable transformation because of it. That's what you need to do. That's what I've done in my life, starting off with the most simple stuff that really I knew I should be doing, but was just putting it off. So these 3 things are the start to my coaching system. And if you want to become the type of man that's respected when he enters a room, it really does start here. People can tell if you're tired. People can tell if you're low energy. People know if you're out of shape. People are aware of everything. People are also very aware if you're in control. So, if you've taken home anything from this, or it sounds like that you need this, you need some structure, then message me on Instagram or use my WhatsApp link below and message me built, and I will help you with the exact structure I use for my clients, I use for me, to build lean, confident, disciplined life without feeling like you're burnt out, without feeling like it's just another thing added to the list. We should be able to do this while elevating the rest of your life. Not investing all your time into your health and fitness. So that's it from me, really. If you're tired of second guessing yourself, if you're tired of starting over and stopping again, saying I'll start again on Monday, tired of feeling like you're behind, then this is your playbook. This is your rule book. The version of you that dominates life isn't really that far away. He just needs better habits, better systems. So, thank you. Please make sure you follow on this. Follow the podcast. Go check out my Instagram. Share it with a mate. Massively appreciate that. And I will catch you next week. I appreciate you listening. Have a great day.